Mike Brewer is widely recognized as the affable wheeler-dealing frontman of the globally beloved car restoration show Wheeler Dealers. To most, his on-screen persona is well known an enthusiast with an eye for a bargain and a talent for storytelling. However, his career and personal journey over the decades are filled with quirky incidents, hidden talents, behind-the-scenes drama, and unexpected passions that seldom make it to the mainstream headlines. Drawing on a broad spectrum of sources, ranging from industry interviews and rare website details to show spin-offs, personal anecdotes, and recent news, here are 29 little-known, carefully contextualized facts that reveal the man behind the motor trade legend. Mike Brewer's very first car was a beige Mini 850cc, not an automotive icon but an unpretentious runabout. This car holds sentimental significance for Brewer, as it was not just a rite of passage into driving but also the vehicle in which he honed his early trading and mechanical skills. Owning the Mini taught him about the importance of maintenance on a budget and the joy of upgrades, shaping his later approach on Wheeler Dealers. While many motoring celebrities debut with flashier rides or family hand-me-downs, Mike's Mini was a choice born from necessity and practicality, a far cry from the supercars he would later trade and restore. This modest beginning also instilled in him a respect for the accessible classics that characterize much of his television work. Mike's father, Roger Wilkes, did much more than just dabble in the car world. Roger was the owner of a Ford Popular called Mr. Popstar and was heavily involved in vehicle customizing. This hands-on creative environment meant Mike was surrounded by car builds, modifications, and automotive enthusiasts from his earliest days. Family weekends weren't for traditional leisure. They consisted of hours spent in the family garage, tinkering with carburetors, hand-painting panels, and attending endless car trade events. This exposure to the practical and creative sides of vehicle customization has directly influenced Brewer's appreciation for both originality and ingenuity in restorations and trades. Long before television fame, Mike Brewer worked running a snooker hall, using the flexible hours to support his nascent car trading ambitions. The skills he developed behind the counter customer service, keeping an eye out for a deal, and socializing translated well into the bargaining environment of used car sales. And eventually, the friendliness and negotiation skills that define his on-screen persona. Brewer's television career began almost by accident. While visiting a friend, he picked up a ringing phone and ended up speaking to a TV producer. What followed was an impromptu audition full of his trademark banter and anecdotes that led to his casting as a co-presenter on Deals on Wheels, and, soon after, presenter of Driven. This twist of fate set Brewer on an unforeseen path, from car dealer and local entrepreneur to TV presenter and international icon. He has often remarked on the serendipity of this call, recognizing that his career could easily have taken a different route if he had not answered. After the success of Driven, Mike Brewer was offered a hosting spot on Top Gear just as James May and Jason Barlow, his co-hosts, were poached by the BBC for the reboot. During a screen test with Jeremy Clarkson, an argument ensued, which, by Brewer's account, was both heated and hilarious, a clash of egos that producers found entertaining but Brewer saw as a red flag. Subsequently, he opted to launch Wheeler Dealers with the then-obscure Discovery Channel instead of joining the BBC's Top Gear lineup. This pivotal career decision illustrates just how different Top Gear and Wheeler Dealers could have looked. Brewer's belief in the Discovery Channel's format and his reluctance to pursue a show that seemed to mirror Driven shaped the course of two of the world's most watched automotive programs. On October 25, 2000, Brewer was part of a team that set a new British 24-hour endurance land speed record in a Volvo S60 T5. The team drove continuously for 24 hours at high speed, shattering prior records and showcasing Brewer's genuine capabilities on the racetrack, not just in front of the camera. Beyond the set, Brewer possesses a racing license, an advanced driving license, and the coveted World Speed license, which permits him to compete at international land speed racing events, unique distinction among TV motoring presenters. These credentials provide context to his detailed and enthusiastic driving analysis on TV when Brewer critiques suspension geometry or comments on a car's cornering. It's from real experience at speed. In the classic Porsche world, backdating, modifying a newer 911 to resemble an earlier model is a widespread trend. Yet Brewer expressly avoids it with his own prized Porsche 964 Turbo, preferring to retain all the modern features installed, to add to his comfort behind the wheel. For him, authenticity is not about nostalgia alone but about respecting advances that enhance drivability. This approach reveals a restoration philosophy distinct from many purists and underpins his efforts to balance originality with usability in TV restorations. Although often seen as a talker, Brewer admits to reading insatiably, particularly about cars, history, and motoring culture. His voracious appetite for literature has shaped his knowledge base and ability to provide deep context for the cars featured on his programs. Unlike many celebrities who showcase their vehicles, Mike's personal car cave is kept relatively private. A rare YouTube deep dive revealed an astonishing and varied collection, including a 1982 Porsche SC Restomad, Porsche 912e, Porsche 928, 1959 MGA Mk1 Ford Transit Land Rover 110. Defender 1964 Mini Cooper S electric Porsche Taycan and even a Honda Motorcompa Plus multiple secret projects in various states of completion. 7. The diversity and the fact many are unrestored, work-in-progress vehicles reflects Brewer's philosophy that classics are to be used, driven, and enjoyed, not just polished for display. Brewer doesn't just flip cars on TV, he's also known to sell off his own rarest classics. Like a Citroën SM 2.7, a Concours winner, later used by Jeremy Clarkson in the Grand Tour. 2 significant Minis, one previously owned by John Cooper, a Ford Cortina Lotus Mk1, and a Ferrari 360 Spider F1. He sold 5 personal cars at once in 2021, raising over £240,000, simply to consolidate his collection, which shows an unusual willingness to part with even sentimental favorites. It's not only the flagship show. Brewer conceptualized and fronted the spin-off Wheeler Dealers, Trading Up, in which he began with a small cash sum and bartered his way around the world to ever more desirable cars in Season 1. From $3,000 to a Porsche 911. In Dream Car, he and former F1 mechanic Marc Priestley help everyday owners trade up to their dream rides through a series of smart deals showcasing his signature skills in a higher-stakes real-world setting. In 2010, Brewer embedded with British forces in Afghanistan for Discovery's frontline battle machines while on a medical emergency response team mission. The Chinook helicopter in which he was traveling came under Taliban fire. The pilot was shot in the head, and hydraulics failed, forcing an emergency landing. Brewer's unfiltered reaction and reporting brought new attention to the risks faced by military personnel and earned him unexpected respect from armed forces communities worldwide. The Afghanistan ordeal wasn't just a media event. Brewer was deeply shaken by the real peril and the suffering of soldiers. His coverage wasn't scripted drama. He has described this period as a sobering, life-changing experience, fueling his support for military charities and his efforts to bring authenticity to all subsequent projects. Beyond the screen, Brewer has used his influence to champion causes. He's the first ever celebrity ambassador for Ben, the support charity for the UK automotive sector, and a proud patron of CISO Oxford Charity for bereaved children, and the Sporting Bears Motor Club, supporting various children's charities through classic car rallies. 3. His involvement isn't ceremonial. He leads fundraising events, participates in Hats On for Mental Health Day, and donates his time to raise both money and awareness, demonstrating a commitment that predates his international fame. Brewer's credibility in the classic car world is further underlined by his appointment as chairman of the Coventry Transport Museum, one of the UK's key motoring heritage institutions. He also holds brand ambassador roles with Ford and Gardex, affirming industry recognition for his expertise and reputation. Mike Brewer Motors ISNT, just a legacy project. ETS, a thriving dealership with sites in Luton and Sheffield, offering a no-hassle approach, and has been nominated for multiple industry awards. He also founded the UK's only annual awards program dedicated solely to used car dealers. These awards are highly regarded within the British automotive retail sector. Off camera, Brewer and original Wheeler Dealers mechanic E.T. China were infamous for practical jokes, from filling each other's toolboxes with ball bearings to sabotaging scripts with hidden notes. These antics fostered camaraderie and levity on set, sometimes leading to genuine on-screen laughter that wasn't scripted. Numerous outtakes exist of botched lines and pranks that have never aired but are recalled fondly by production crews and presenters. Following E.T. China's departure from Wheeler Dealers, Brewer became the focus of unprecedented online vitriol, death threats, rape threats against his wife and daughter, and even people appearing at his home gate. This daily onslaught has taken a heavy toll on Brewer's mental health, leading him to speak candidly about the impact of trolling, his reliance on family, and the importance of raising mental health awareness, especially for those in the public eye. Off-screen, Brewer has supported other automotive presenters. Most notably, he recommends Richard Hammond for Top Gear after the two struck up a friendship on a promotional shoot in Morocco. Hammond's career trajectory, a multi-decade run on Top Gear, the Grand Tour, and more, was partly prompted by this piece of networking. Mike married Michelle in 1992, maintaining a partnership both at home and in business for over 3 decades. Brewer acknowledges that dedication to his craft has been at the cost of my marriage. The couple, therefore, embarked on a 3,000-mile month-long road trip together through Europe as a reset. This journey remains, in Brewer's words, the best 32 days I've had in the last 26 years. Brewer's book, The Wheeler Dealer Know-How, is a comprehensive guide to car buying, prepping and selling, full of trade secrets and restoration tips gleaned from decades in the business. It's packed with stories, practical advice, and insight into his favorite Dells, and has become a staple on many classic car enthusiasts' bookshelves. In 2023, a freshly restored Ford Fiesta nostalgia-laden project for Mike was stolen from the car park of the team hotel. Despite £11,000 of restoration work and special security, such losses remind fans and Brewer himself of how emotionally taxing classic car restoration and ownership can be. While filming Wheeler Dealers, World Tour. Brewer and Marc. Priestley. Elvis suffered a car crash when Priestley accidentally drove through a motorway barrier. Ironically, it happened during the only time the cameras were off, a fact that Brewer finds gutting, even though it provided comic relief during the otherwise rigorous world-crossing shoot. Brewer has driven some of the rarest and weirdest cars imaginably: Paul GT 1900s, Caterham 7 South, rare Datsuns, and even a DeLorean. Unlike many hosts, he never hides his glee at unusual finds or when new discoveries cross the block. He once said, "It's hard not to be jealous of the lucky jobs they had for all those years," a rare admission acknowledging even he envies his own career. When the COVID-19 lockdown halted travel and filming, Brewer immediately adapted, launching live chat shows and web-based car talk streams that kept fans engaged and proved his adaptability and technical curiosity. These Wheeler Dealers live events underscored his commitment to car culture and willingness to connect with fans in any medium. Brewer regularly headlines panels at major automotive events, including the NEC Classic Car Show and the British Rally Championships. He's revered not just as a presenter but as a face of classic car culture, helping bridge generations of motoring enthusiasts and offering advice that blends trade wisdom, restoration philosophy, and showmanship. Not content with sticking to traditional classics, Brewer admires modern automotive technology, having purchased and enjoyed cars like the Porsche Taycan and Eve. This embrace of the future alongside his traditionalist instincts demonstrates an openness rare among classic car personalities and helps keep Wheeler Dealers relevant in a changing car landscape. Brewer once bought a wrecked 15-bedroom manor house in analog to the classic car projects he is famed for. He sees the slow, arduous renovation of the manor as a symbol of persistence, patience, and respect for history values that underpin his love of cars, media, and family. It's a humbling reminder that, despite global acclaim, even the Wheeler Dealer is always fixing, learning, and evolving. These 29 facts reveal the truly multifaceted character of Mike Brewer. He is a shrewd trader, a compulsive enthusiast, a genuine philanthropist, and, above all, a restless, adaptable spirit. His journey from steamy London snooker hall to global TV phenomenon is a testament to unexpected opportunity, resilience, vulnerability to criticism, and a lifelong passion for machinery and people in equal measure. For viewers, car buyers, and casual fans alike, the lesser-known Mike Brewer is every bit as fascinating as the one beaming from the television screen.